We shall now delve deeper into the child standards of the 2000 series. Standard 2040, Policies and Procedures for Planning, Organizing, Directing, and Monitoring of Internal Audit Operations, states, the Chief Audit Executive must establish policies and procedures to guide internal audit activity. The interpretation provided in the Standard 2040 elaborates that the form and content of policies and procedures are dependent upon the size and structure of the audit activity and the complexity of its work. For example, audit activity in a small or medium-sized firm will not have the manuals, the heavy manuals and manuals of policies and procedures that you would expect from a large organization. For example, Toyota or Coca-Cola or Microsoft, or you name it. So the size and depth should be appropriate for the objective of the organization. The CAE then examines various criteria while establishing policies and procedures to guide the audit operations. It is vital to ensure that audit policies and procedures comply with the mandatory guidance of the IPPF. And additionally, as per the Internal Audit Charter, ensures that stakeholder expectations are met. So how can the CAE do it? What is the best path? By acquiring knowledge, examples and templates such as those provided by the IIA, the CAE may begin to build policies and procedures. Obviously, templates can and should be tailored to match the demands of the organization or the specific requirements of the organization and a specific audit activity. Importantly, the CAE must take into account the organization's current plans, policies and processes, as well as whether the organization's leadership expects to evaluate and or approve internal audit rules and procedures. The structure, maturity, and complexity of the organization, as well as internal audit activity, will have a significant impact on the CAE's adoption of Standard 2040. As we said, it needs to be tailored and customized to the organization's needs and structure. As we previously noted, a formal internal audit operations handbook with rules and procedures may exist in a large, well-established internal audit activity, but it may not exist in a smaller or less mature organization. Policies and procedures, on the other hand, could be published as standalone documents or integrated into a software program for audit management. The following subjects are typically covered in an internal audit manual or otherwise documented, in whichever way, to help guide the internal audit activity to do its job, how it is structured, and so on and so forth, what it should be mindful of. Internal audit policies, obviously, which will state or document the overall purpose and responsibilities of internal auditing, compliance with the IPPF's mandatory guidance, independence and objectivity requirements, ethics expectations, and record retention policies. Then we come to procedures. So the specific procedures might document how the risk-based internal audit plan should be prepared and developed, how different audit engagements will be performed, how will they be documented, how the audit engagements results will be communicated and reported, and how the monitoring and follow-up processes will be done, so that everyone, not only on the internal audit team but all the other relevant stakeholders, would know and expect how the work will be performed. Quality assurance and improvement program, very important, so that the insiders and the outsiders would know how the quality of their work or the work of the audit will be assessed and then how it will be continuously improved. And last but not the least, administrative matters. What are the training and certification opportunities that the audit team will be able to utilize? What are the continuing education requirements? How will the performance evaluations will be done? The budgeting and how the specific task of CAE will be performed, they might not be documented for everyone to see in the administrative matters. But generally, the administrative matters which affect the broader audit team or other stakeholders. Now, how will all this be documented? The CAE can publish individual papers, training materials, or a whole handbook to ensure that internal audit team and individuals are adequately trained on audit regulations and methods, and training sessions can be held to go over how the process should work. Internal auditors may be asked to sign acknowledgement documents stating that they have read and understand the rules and procedures. Now, like with any other thing, audit policies and procedures should be evaluated regularly because they may become out of date. The organizational structure might change, the outside influences might require it to be reviewed, either by the CAE or by an internal audit manager tasked with monitoring internal audit processes and emerging issues. Such reviews may be included in the internal audit activities internal assessments, Standard 1311, as well as the external assessment, which occurs at least once, try to recall, every 5 years, Standard 1312. Good job! Suggestions for improvements or operational adjustments may come out as a result of the Quality Assurance and Improvement Program (QAIP), as well as feedback from other sources like internal auditors, team members, or the audited functions or departments, like via client satisfaction survey or feedback after an audit engagement. To ensure that procedural changes are understood, they may be conveyed in writing and or generally discussed in the internal audit staff meetings.